G'day everyone, Paul Stoner, CEO, Diggin & Scott, joined by Ed Hobbs from our Richmond office, but joined us today in his capacity as a director. That's for you, Russell. That's for Russell.
I think he's back from Queensland.
Oh, yeah.
I think the
That's why he's not here.
Staff-Link conference.
Hey, congratulations on an amazing month, over 40 sales. I had a look at last year, which was during COVID, but a record month for the group. You guys smashed that. So there's a couple of things that you're obviously doing well, and I thought we'd just run through how the office is dealing with things at the moment, because as we all know, it's not an ideal market from the press's perception. So how are you overcoming that when you get in the doors?
Well, we had the rebrand, didn't we?
We did.
First, so that was a nice fresh start for the financial year. Some good news.
And that did it all for
enthusiasm. I'm just going to put it down to the slick rebrand.
Yes.
But I think through June, as there was an aggressive sort of interest rate hike,
Yes.
a few properties didn't quite sell under the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So we did perhaps reprice them and remarket them in July.
Yeah.
And then seemingly, as the market obviously tapered away a bit, got it right and sold.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of stock repriced off the back of June
Yeah.
campaigns into July.
Yes.
So that was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And also some of the younger guys. So I took a little bit of leave. Andy may have taken a little bit of leave. Russell may have taken a little bit of leave.
Heaps of people were away. Yeah.
But you know what? It created an opportunity
Yeah.
for the younger team members to step up.
Yeah.
So rather than them just being, transactional in it, they actually influenced
Yeah.
the sale.
Yeah.
So they really sort of pulled them up to the next level. So the likes of Brittany in Emily's team did an awesome job. You'll find that April in Andy's team, she sold out half of South Bank. There's a complex in their studio.
Yeah.
She's done a really good job. So my team, Steve and Lottie, also stepped up. So created opportunities. So it was really, really good. I think Julie Taylor had a great month as well. So she sold a house I helped a little bit with myself in Bendigo Street, over $2 million.
Yeah.
And Andy and I worked on a house in Church Street, over $3 million.
So which is
great
interesting.
sales.
So it's not like they don't have relationships with these vendors where you had to get price reductions, because they're working in a team. So they're
repricing.
So they're exposed to everything. How was it met by the vendors with the repricing?
Yeah, the repricing.
Yeah, the repricing.
It's a nice softer word, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah.
Well, I think the media have done all the the management, the vendor management, to use those terms for us. And look, you've got to be subtle about, you've got to point them in that direction, this is happening, but you can't, push it down and throw it too hard.
Yeah.
So I think largely they did it, and then we just had to keep creating a path forward, like a roadmap.
Yeah.
So this hasn't worked, but, this plan B has been working really well, let's try that.
Yeah.
So continually being on the front foot.
Yeah.
I hate, as I spoke about at Mitchelton, I hate when campaigns come out of an auction and then just linger.
Yeah.
And then sort of go nowhere. So
which
always,
usually I find is people trying to protect the vendors from the truth. And the truth is no one's coming, or the ones that are coming, they're buyers in a different price range. So we need to have a chat about that. Which, rather than, we still had lots of people, oh no, it's not the price. Well, it is the price.
It's always price, isn't it?
Yeah.
Assuming that presentation, promotion, the 3 Ps are in play. But I think right now, with what's happened, it's 99% it's price.
Yeah.
But you also got to look at other ways too to try and fix things. You can't just be too one-dimensional.
Yes.
Otherwise, vendors can see that a mile off. So we've got one with a small living area. Steve's been really proactive, talking to the stylist. Can we do this? Can we do that? Rejig this, rejig that.
Yeah.
99% of its price. Maybe that 1% is just creating extra space for that living.
Yeah.
So you've just got to be looking at. There's a lot of moving parts, but you've got to have that price chat.
Yes.
And some of them are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
As well. They're not easy. I've sold for some people in my personal network, and I had to have some real heart-to-hearts about, okay, it was valued here in a peak, it's now looking like it's here.
Yeah.
But there's no way around it.
Yeah.
And if you're not having that chat and creating a new roadmap, then that's the one that's probably going to go south to someone else.
Yeah. You guys are very good at dealing with exactly what's happening at any particular moment. And I was trying to point it out in our last training. This time last year, all the action was on the internet, right? It was social media, it was things selling online and so forth. But now it is face-to-face, and you guys addressed that very early on, and, lots of appointments, lots of private appointments. If they go from auction to private sale, appointments, you were exhausted at one stage, and that's why you had the break. you were exhausted. So, but that's what needed to happen.
The marketplace is so dynamic that what worked a month ago isn't working now, as you said.
No.
So we're not fussed. If we get the result, we're not fussed, and we also encourage our vendors to be open-minded.
Yeah.
If it's pre on the day or post, we've got to get that end result's critical, but how you get there, and sometimes it's not right now overly pretty.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm selling one today. I'm 100 over an acceptable offer, pre-auction. I've got to get through a 3-day call-off, of course, which on a Tuesday is a bit nerve-wracking. Yes. But the owner is so ecstatic. You know, it doesn't have to go to that auction anymore. We're just encouraging that, you know, as long as you get the end result.
Yeah.
Another big thing we've been doing as well through July is, in addition to the rebrand, is, and a shout-out to Nikki Cambridge, she's doing an amazing job in and around all the social media work she's done, and she's really upskilled that, and that the narrative to the marketplace, the look to the marketplace. And also we've got a quarterly magazine that's come out as well. Yeah. That looks really, really good. Yeah. So, and identity marketing in Adelaide are helping us with that. So there's a whole, you know, focus around brand, brand sort of recognition, continuity through our office and really lifting it up. So it's looking really good.
So you've got to keep on chipping away and change it. First week campaigns, second day campaign, whatever it is, you need to be tweaking, which you guys are very good at.
On the front foot all the time.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see. And this is it's a hard one to communicate, but because they've been around for a while, they understand when things are looking a bit off kilter, and they will.
You got to capitalise quickly.
Adjust, so that it feels right. And that's probably the main thing.
You've got to have a healthy level of anxiety.
Yeah. Yes.
Because if you're too complacent, and she'll be right. Yeah. That will pass in.
Yeah.
So another thing we've been doing is repricing midway through a campaign, but also then postponing the auction date another week or two. Yeah. Just so that repricing can have an impact. Yeah. So rarely does an auction campaign not change price or strategy or method through a 4-week campaign. Yeah. And look, there's been a couple who have to increase ranges too. Yeah. So it's choppy and it's inconsistent. So you know, you've got to be really fluid with your thinking and your approach and looking at it all the time. But that's the fun bit, right?
Yeah, but have every day's a challenge. Anxiety levels because
just healthy, not
get it into your range. Get it into your range where it feels right.
Yep.
And that's really important. So with usually a lot of sales like this, and you guys were a bit worried, and you and I have been nodding our heads every time I say the sales will bring more sales. Are you seeing more come on now for August?
More stock?
Yes.
Oh, it's a little light on for our standards.
Yes.
But building all the time. I was talking to Julie before. She's got 4 about to drop. I've got 3 authorities. I'm just waiting on a electronic signature. Yeah. So that can go from average to healthy within a few days.
Yes.
So we always back ourselves in to produce the stock. Yeah. Waiting on a few to drop now. So.
And I noticed, I think it might have even been last night, social media had not necessarily a carousel, but a list of shots, and one of them was a picture of the SOI.
Yes.
So stating what your quoted range was and what it sold for. Reasoning?
I reckon that was 72 Charles. Was it Abbotsford?
Not sure.
I have a feeling I saw that. There were 4 or 5 photos in an SOI.
Yeah.
No, I think that one's still on the market.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and I think the SOI is a compliance component.
Yeah.
So I think that's Nikki doing some work there.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to lead by example on the compliance. You've got to make sure that's super, super tight through the offices. Yeah. And then everything sort of unfolds from there. But
so that obviously is that's a pretty high priority question at the moment at Opens.
Price ranges and things.
Yes.
We lead with price guides. We don't find there's too much value having a contact agent. We think, so we're trying to be compliant, we're trying to be transparent, we're getting building inspections to reduce the friction, the barriers of entry. Yeah. So we're trialling new things, experimenting all the time. Yeah. And just trying to ease up that, because it's hard work obviously buying for buyers and stressful. We're just trying to reduce that friction. So it's seemingly working well. Yes. Well, 42 deals in July. Something's working.
Yeah, I see.
Hey? I think all the directors need to take more time off. I reckon that's the moral of the story, if I'm reading that correctly.
Right. Hey? Let's see how we go with that. Mate, great month. Congratulations. Moral to the story is keep tweaking until it feels comfortable. If it's feeling comfortable, chances are you're in that right range. If it's not feeling comfortable or you're not having the right conversations, you need to go and learn a few things. So contact these guys.
Yep, we're available.
Contact whoever it may be, just to get you in the right frame of mind to have the right conversations.
All right. Just before we finish up, Paul, we've got our awards on.
What is that?
On Thursday night. Funny you mentioned that. Now, what goes up must come down. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I'm auctioning off Thursday night. It's indoor skydiving. Plus, you've got abseiling off the 27th floor of a building at 555 Burke Street, Melbourne, the St James building. It says reserve $1,100. We'll bump that down, won't we, by auction night?
Yes.
But guys, if you're coming along to the awards night, hope to see everyone there. This is the one you've got to bid on. Take the plunge. So, on that note...
And he'll be working harder on the night too. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you.